If you're a business and you're not working with influencers, what the are you doing? The word influencer has kind of got a bad rap. But when we actually think about what an influencer is, I think all an influencer is someone, a person in society that has influence over how people consume, what they watch, what they read, how they think. So I think that if we distill it down to how the influencer landscape has evolved, all that influencers are kind of like culture shifters. And that's really how brands should be thinking about influencer marketing.
Shanice, who's the most influential person in your life?
Oh, shit. Was this in the notes? For me, of this generation, Bella who did low-key.
She got cancelled from Instagram.
I love anyone who gets cancelled.
Yeah. I think there's obviously different tiers of influencer. Look at Emma Chamberlain. She's hosting the Met Gala for Vogue. She came from YouTube. How cool is that? That is how you break the mold.
Awesome. So welcome to Unfiltered, the podcast for Challenger Brands by Challenger Brands. And today we're talking about the single most important thing on social media, which of course is followers. Just kidding. No, today we're talking about influencers, influencer marketing, UGC content creators, influencers, micro-influencers. And today we're joined by the wonderful Ainslee, our talented client director here at KBD, who's exceptional at three things: client service, influencer strategy, and the Richmond Tigers. And today we're going to talk about one of those. Hi, Ainslee.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here. As you both know, I just love to talk. And talking about influencers, I could probably do all day.
Great.
So let's do it.
Let's try for the longest piece of content ever.
Love it.
Okay, so when I hear the word influencers, sometimes I also just think of corporate puppets. Talk to me about that.
Well, I think it's really interesting because I think that the word influencer has kind of got a bad rap. But when we actually think about what an influencer is, I think all an influencer is someone, a person in society that has influence over how people consume, what they watch, what they read, how they think. So I think that if we distill it down to how the influencer landscape has evolved, all that influencers are kind of like culture shifters. And that's really how brands should be thinking about influencer marketing. And yeah, if you're a business and you're not working with influencers, what the fuck are you doing?
Shanice, who's the most influential person in your life?
Oh, shit. Was this in the notes?
No.
The answer's Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you're
Someone
right.
that you respect, someone that you look up to, someone who you'd follow the
Marcus.
advice of.
There's this
could be
guy,
anyone.
Yeah, Marcus Will is this guy that, No, I think for me, it would be, of this generation, Bella who did low-key.
Oh my God, she had such a chokehold over me.
Right.
Like the Victoria's Secret show in 2016. Oh my
Yes
God, I
to that.
still watch it.
But I'm talking more about how she uses her platform now to talk about important things.
Yes.
I feel like that is
Yes.
so important and crazy for a celebrity like her.
Absolutely. And I guess the interesting thing about her is that she got cancelled from Instagram.
Yeah.
You know,
I love anyone who gets cancelled.
Yeah. And she's still big. She still takes up energy and space in my brain. That's for sure.
Interesting. Well, I wouldn't mind just chatting about some of these terms and, influencer of someone who influences you kind of makes sense. So we've got influencers. Anything else to add there?
I think there's obviously different tiers of influencer. So we've got our kind of traditional celebrity or mainstream influencer. Those are people that have a mainstream appeal. Maybe they're on radio, they're on TV. They're people that you see as familiar faces on our familiar platforms. And then we've got our social content creators, which they can transcend beyond being a social content creator. Look at Emma Chamberlain. She's hosting the Met Gala for Vogue. Do you know what I mean? That is how you break the mold. And she was she came from YouTube.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
Did you see her outfit yesterday?
I loved it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. She's got this thing going on, this edgy.
It was giving Jamie Lee Curtis a little bit, babe.
Yeah, but I think she pulled it off.
Yeah, it still worked.
Yeah, I didn't like what she wore to Coachella. I was like, what are you doing?
Anyways, we
Yeah.
could talk about Met Gala.
Anyway.
No, I know.
Sorry about
I
that.
know-
You know.
I know exactly
But
what
you
you're talking
know,
about.
like even the Met Gala, like let's talk about it. The Met Gala was full of social media influencers.
Yep.
10 years ago, it was full of A-list celebrities,
Totally.
actors, actresses, like singers,
Yeah.
pop stars.
Like the big time only. It was very exclusive.
They're still there.
Yeah.
But like they're like all of the tables have like social media influencers, vloggers, Alex Earl, you know, they're massive celebrities now.
Yeah, it's interesting that a celebrity can become an influencer. No, an influencer can become a celebrity, but maybe not necessarily the other way around.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's kind of funny when celebrities try and be influencers. You know, like
Anyone
when
you're
they're
referring to.
vlogging their day, I'm like, this is weird.
And they try to make it like normal. They try to relate to you, and you're like, we're not the same.
Totally. Like I'm having breakfast and you're like, wow, I don't need to see this much.
At
Yeah.
Erewhon for the $70 strawberry.
Leonardo DiCaprio is selling me a scrub daddy.
That's on brand.
I would watch that.
Same. Okay, and then there's UGC.
Yes.
It means user-generated content, but it's kind of changed in definitions recently from an actual customer posting something to whatever we have today.
Well, it's being commodified to the nth degree. And to be honest, it gives me the ick nowadays because it's just far too overblown. And I just feel like it's not an authentic, you know, product review.
Yeah, and I think that when you could just snap one little cute photo at the restaurant and you're like, I like this restaurant. From a user, I'm like, cool, I can do that. Or you can upload it on social media. But now in the world of everything being video, for a customer to take 55 minutes out of their life to create a whole video around their dinner,
Yeah.
it just doesn't really happen in the same way that it used to. So therefore, the only reason you would be a UGC content creator is if you're paid to do it or you're trying to build your portfolio for content creation, which means that it's not now an authentic review anymore.
Totally. And like hot take, but UGC creators who just want to be influencers. They're just trying to get that step up into the next realm.
Interesting.
I feel like I've maybe offended a few people.
You probably have.
Well,
Anyway.
I think that it is true. And then as brands, we love that kind of, oh wow, a customer just created this unboxing video of, you know, just the love of the brand. But of course that doesn't happen. So it has kind of turned into UGC content creator platforms. But then something I'm really interested in is how AI can replace UGC creators, not influencers. So now that I can create UGC for free with AI and I can type in my script, like what all brands want to control, and then I can make a human being, something that looks like a human, say whatever I want, it kind of cuts out that zone of you're not aware of the UGC content creator and I can now just get someone else to read my script.
And I think there is a place for UGC in the conversion layer of the paid funnel. Absolutely. That's like I've tried this product that works really well at that level, but from like an awareness and brand building perspective, I think it's time to move away from UGC. And I feel like the reliance on it from a business perspective comes from the financial realities. Influencer marketing has become expensive and it will continue to rise, right? So instead, a lot of businesses are like, oh, let's just get UGC creators. It's so much cheaper. But what you're losing is their connection to their audience. They don't have an engaged audience. You know, people don't know these people. So you're just posting it as a brand and it's just this random person that doesn't really align with any of your brand's values or messages.
And really what it takes to become an influencer is creating 116 awful videos.
Yep.
And then the 118th is really okay. And then it gets slightly better, slightly better, slightly better. So as a just pure numbers point of view, if you've gone through that pain to create so much content, you are going to be able to create something for a brand that is actually good. You've done it before. You've proven to us that you actually know how to build a following. But if you're just creating UGC content and you started 4 days ago, only naturally there's a chance you're going to be awful at it.
And I'm telling you right now, the professional influencers, the people that do this day in, day out, and the people that I love to work with, I do not need to brief them. They do not need a brief. They are creative. They understand their audience. They understand what resonates. They're usually really fucking funny, much funnier than I can be in a brief. And they do not need to be briefed. Whereas UGC creators, they need that brief, you know, because they don't really understand the brand. They're probably starting out on their content creation journey. That's, I say, let's get rid of briefing.
Wow. Well, that's something that we get a lot. This tension of clients being like, I want it to be really authentic. And here's my script that I want the content creator to read out.
Yeah.
So you can't get both of those things at the same time.
My KBD KPI, personally, is I want to eliminate briefs for influencer campaigns by 2026.
I love it.
You heard it here first.
Oh, that's good.
I love it. So just going through our little list of terminology, there's micro influencers as well. Is this graduated from UGC content creator?
Love micro influencers. If you are not using micro influencers, what the fuck are you doing? Like, honestly, these are people that usually occupy a really niche space. So they usually only post about one or two things, and they're really able to straddle those engaged communities, and they're probably like experts in what they're talking about. So if you've got a micro influencer, they're usually like, you know, only posting about fashion, or they're only posting about their corporate life. That's a really interesting and engaged mix of an audience to speak to.
How many followers does a micro influencer? Like, what's the size?
Probably like they've got like either 5 to 20,000 followers.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it varies.
I'm so close. I'm only 4,000 followers away from that.
Oh my goodness. We'll have to start putting you on the books.
And let's just talk about the election quickly.
Yep.
I know that this is something that you've been following very closely. I normally just repeat things that you say in the office about the election at like dinner parties and sound really informed.
I love it.
So yeah, please enlighten us.
Okay, so I am a political nerd and I embrace that in full force. On election day, I am locked in. I've got 4 screens. I am like locked in. I'm like a political analyst, just not getting paid. But what I particularly loved about the Australian election and also the US one is a little bit more nuanced and complicated, but it was the first time that we really saw the influx of influencer marketing for political campaigns. What does this mean for the future? Like, we had people like Abby Chatfield and Hannah Ferguson in the Australian election really like interviewing politicians on their podcasts, really like educating their audiences about how to vote, what issues they should care about, and also like resources to equip them with more political knowledge, which I think is amazing. And I go back to my point, like, look at the way that our political opinions are being formed through influencers. If you are a brand and you are not leveraging these amazing, powerful voices to really like amplify your brand and your messages, what the fuck are you doing?
That's like 3 times already.
Yeah.
What are you
Sorry,
doing?
are we allowed to swear?
Of course.
Yeah. I can't wait to create a hypercut of Ainslee just saying, what the fuck are you doing?
Can we say? I mean, I swear a lot, but I feel
Yeah,
like that's
great.
my personality.
Hey,
I'm passionate.
it gets the point across.
And then, with the US election, I think it was a lot more complicated because, US politics has often been about celebrity endorsements. And what we saw was this real tension because nobody gives a shit about celebrities anymore.
Yeah.
They do not care. They're, we're in a cost of living crisis globally. We're in a recession. And like, we see these people not even as aspirational, just as out of touch and out of reach. So in the American election, the influencers were the podcasters. Joe Rogan had a massive influence on the election. Alex Earl, and also Alex Cooper, interviewed Kamala Harris.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe she managed to make that happen.
I know, it was
Then she reached out to
crazy.
Trump and he denied.
Yes.
Yeah, crazy.
I think you have to give both a chance. to come on.
Yeah, they were all like, oh, you're so biased. And she was like, no, I asked both of them and he said no.
Yeah, you have to have like a right of reply,
That's
you know?
crazy.
Interesting. So in terms of this aspirational celebrity living in their own bubble, because it's so unrelatable now, people are like, I don't care what you think. Like you live in a different universe to me.
Yeah. I think it can be like celebrity endorsements, particularly in advertising. That used to be a brand's got all this money. What celebrity are we going to get to be in our TVC or to be in our like Calvin Klein ad or whatever it might be? I think there's a place for that still, but it has to be really ironic and interesting when you do it. So like, for example, Bonds did a campaign recently with Robert Irwin. That was amazing. That was a celebrity placement used correctly and in a way that really blew up the internet for a few days, which is obviously what you want.
Such an interesting brainstorm when you're thinking, okay, quintessentially Australian, what else? What else? And you don't really have to brainstorm for too long to get to the Irwins.
Totally.
And it's like values on values. Just when you see something like that, you're like, yes, of course, wearing snakes and underwear. Why not?
Even the wearing of the underwear, it's like a little bit like, oh my goodness, we've known this child, you know, we've known this person since he was a child and now he's like posing in his underwear and he's really ripped and like it's like a perfect way to use a celebrity and really like introducing him into, I guess, like the mainstream world. Whoever is doing his publicity at the moment is fucking killing it. So props to them.
He's also milking the hell out of the situation, even in his live shows at Australia Zoo. He will like be wearing the underwear and he'll
Love
be like,
it.
oh, I just got to pull up my Bonds underwear. He's just milking the crap out of it.
But
It's
that's
so
a good ambassador.
It's amazing.
Like, you know, that's value for money.
Totally.
So in a situation like that, where it's clearly an ambassador relationship and it has a little bit more long-term series of impressions, how does that compare to something where like, cool, we got a UGC post it, see you later, done?
Well, I think it's all about like what kind of longevity do you want out of your influencer content? So for example, if you just want a random post to promote your new product, that's fine. It's not going to go anywhere beyond that one post. But something like the Robert Irwin campaign, it transcends beyond social. It is like it creates earned opportunities, owned opportunities, and it lives beyond, you know, just that 1 week where you've launched your new campaign. It actually, has that longevity.
And if Robert Irwin is a Bonds ambassador for 15 years, it makes perfect sense.
Totally. That's his job for the next 10 years. Like that is all he's going to be talking about. And that's perfect.
And I think as marketers, we love new shiny tactics and strategies all the time. But really what wins is consistency.
Totally.
It's so hard to beat is Don is good when someone's been saying it for 30 years. Like how do you compete with that? It's in our vernacular and it's what you think about from the brand, and changing the tagline every 6 years feels like a really fun way to stay relevant, but really consistency is what matters.
Absolutely. That's why Bunnings hasn't changed their TVC spots for like, you know, the last 20 years.
And
why would they?
The way those illustrations started is it was cheaper than photography. So doing black and white sketches of the products, and then that's still carried on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Bunnings are amazing.
So when it comes to brands working with influencers, like what do we think the top things that they get wrong?
Wow. First of all, the fucking briefs. Hello.
Okay, so I mean, I'm a brand. I've got my product. I create a 16-page PDF because I want someone to know about the product. I know I have to say you're not allowed to rub it into children's eyes or whatever it is. There's FDA, there's health, there's safety. Like, are we supposed to just give people product and say like, create content, see you later?
Well, I mean, in an ideal world, that would be great, but that's probably how we used to do influencer marketing. Obviously now we need to be realistic. We live in a world where we do have regulations that I actually think are really important to make sure that our advertising is honest. But the briefs that I see come across my desk from brands is always from a legal department.
Yes.
And I look at it from an influencer perspective and I think to myself, why would I want to work with this brand when they're giving me all these rules? There needs to be a way that we can brief influencers and it is like a really fun one-pager. And it's like, we are so excited to work with you. Here's a few thought starters, content thought starters. And also here's some content of yours that we've loved.
Nice.
Right? So you're giving them references that are from them. We love their content. We believe in their personal brand. That's why we're working with them. I see far too many like do's and don'ts that just go on and on for pages. Don't be defamatory. Don't be derogatory. Like, obviously they're not going to be.
Yeah.
You're working with this person already, you
With
know?
a professional content creator. So dreamboat scenario, if we were to write a brief for an influencer campaign, it would say something along the lines of, you can say anything you want about this product, post it online, and no need to run it by us. Thanks. See you later.
Totally. We don't want any creative handcuffs. And that's what these briefs are. They only curtail like the creative process, and they leave no room for like authentic product testimonials. They leave no room for like your personal brand. They're just stale.
It's also obvious as fuck though. Like your audience will call that out immediately.
Totally. And the fucking scripts.
Yeah.
I had a client recently say to me, can I just approve the scripts that you're sending out to influencers? And I said, I'm not sending out any scripts.
Yeah.
I do not script influencer content. We are paying them to be creative. We're not paying them to read off a piece of paper.
Even the way that we do brainstorming here at KBD, when we're starting a brainstorm, like, hey, let's create some ideas for a Christmas campaign for this brand. Go. But if we start a brainstorm that says, hey, we've got to create some campaigns for this Christmas idea. Now, we're not allowed to use any bacon in the product. We're not allowed to film it from 45 degrees. It has to have people like this. We're not allowed to do this. We've got to do this. The brainstorm is crickets because there's so many parameters. The brain is like, wait, so was I allowed to say that again? But if you say, hey, let's just think of some ideas, then you get 1,000 bad ideas and you get to curate them later. And I guess with influencer briefs, when we put all these parameters at the beginning, the creator's like, oh, so what am I even allowed to do here?
I saw Marcus in a brainstorm recently say to a client, we're not talking about legal today.
Yeah, it's the best. And the team gets excited about that too. Though.
Totally. I think like there are a few like special ingredients that go into making a really spectacular influencer partnership. And that is number one, really understanding the influencer market. You need to be tapped into who is emerging right now, who is like, I love getting on influencers before they've like hit the big time. Because by then they're really expensive and they're really saturated. So you've really got to be aware of like who is emerging right now, who really aligns with the product that we're trying to sell or the brand message that we're trying to amplify. They might have had, like if you're selling a skincare product, they might have had a really bad journey with acne a few years ago. And you really want to tap into that, right? But not in an overly salesy way. So it's about also understanding the influencer's life and what they post online, and then being able to marry up the brand's key messages and products. And that's like the perfect combination.
And then we're seeing this rise at the moment of everyday people, not corporate 9-to-5ers, posting about their life and almost becoming influencers as well.
My fucking favorite thing. I consume this content all day long. This is what I like to watch.
Yeah.
I love being on TikTok. And, you know, I've got these, I don't even know their names off the top of my head, but I like rely on their content. It gives me a sense of like stability. And I'm like, oh, cool, they're going to work every day, just like me.
Yeah.
And, you know, you feel a sense of comfort. And I think there is, you know, in a time when everything is a little bit uncertain and life is really chaotic, there is a sense of like safety that we get from reoccurring content formats. And the influencers that are killing it at that, like there's an influencer in Sydney, her name's Fadan. I'm not sure if you guys know.
Saturday.
And so she has these, she vlogs like every day, but she'll have these like every Saturday, it's Saturday Platter Day, right? Every Saturday. And she has it, she's like in her 40s. And she has it with her husband and kids. And she's making a platter every Saturday. When I see that, I'm like, oh, it's Saturday. I feel really comforted.
Everyone shut up, my show was on.
Yeah, I feel really, and her vlogs are like 15 minutes long, you know,
Wow.
and I will watch every single second.
Wow. Fascinating. a little bit of consistency and comfort for you.
Totally. But it's such an awesome strategy, right? Like having these content formats that are reoccurring and that audiences automatically are kind of clued in to see, oh, yeah, I'm familiar with this. I'm going to watch it.
And that's really interesting. If someone's making a platter every single Saturday, and let's just say you're always fresh. Great. What an incredible brand opportunity to lay on to something that an influencer is already doing.
And so many brands will send her now like platters, you know, and she says it in such, oh, this brand sent me this, and it feels really authentic and organic. And she has she's actually a family lawyer, so she knows her stuff, and like she'll talk about like cases that she's had, and like she'll do it on certain days. It just, her whole thing is like expertly crafted, but it doesn't feel crafted, which is the magic in it, I guess.
Yeah, I think as viewers, though, you do like that consistency. I feel like that stuff, it's almost like it is comforting, exactly like you said, to have that same thing on certain days. You always know what's coming, so it does feel safe and comfortable to be very locked into.
And at the end of the day, humans are creatures of habit. Like I know I am. I love my routine and I love seeing the same kinds of people and the same kinds of things on my feed. But back to like the everyday mundane, I think it's really interesting because I feel like what was happening a few years ago is that influencers really sat in that aspirational space. So often the people we were watching had lives that we would never even dream of. They were spending heaps of money. They had these wardrobes and these houses that we could only ever imagine. Whereas now I feel like as a society, we're really turning away from that. And that just is coming across as really out of touch. I don't really want to sit and consume that kind of content because I know it's so out of reach for me. But the everyday mundane, that is comforting to watch. And those are the influencers that are going to be the next big thing. Let me tell you that much.
And I think Red Note is doing a really good job of that as well in their community guidelines, where not to post anything overtly showcasing wealth or anything along those lines. And it brings it back to a little bit more every day.
Totally.
On the other side of that coin, though, have you heard of someone called Becca Bloom? She's this incredibly wealthy influencer, but she does such a good job at being wealthy in the way that it doesn't feel flashy, or like you either have to be Becca Bloom style where people actually like to see your life even though they can't live it, but they still like to watch it, or like fully relatable. Whereas
Totally.
if you're in that middle place, then it's not as good.
Or you need to be self-aware.
Yeah, yes, that's probably.
Do you know what I
important as
mean?
well.
Like you need to be self-aware about the aspiration and about the privilege.
Yeah.
And I feel like Alex Earle very much sits in that aspirational space, but she's kind of still relatable because she's messy and she's always hungover. And like, do you know what I mean? She's got these kind of little things that you can really relate to and tap into. So I feel like you can still have aspiration, but you need to be self-aware about it. Otherwise you will get killed.
Now, what about contra? Sending influencers boxes of stuff or even just products. Does that still work anymore?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that I think it's a really great strategy, but you do have to kind of have the time and energy to do it, which is why a lot of agencies can't be bothered. You know, you have to like put together a really cute PR box, and then you have to, you know, have a mailing list, and you have to kind of chase up with influencers and see if they want to post. So it can be really tedious and really manual.
Yes.
But let's try and think of a way that maybe AI could do that for us.
Also, Abby Chatfield's notes on stop sending me crap.
Yes, totally. But I think there needs to be like an opt-in for it. So maybe you have like a mailing list of creators that are really tapped into. I know L'Oreal does this, for example. So for each different brand that they have, and they have 17, they'll have like different creators that opt in to get their PR packages.
And I understand that you had a great opportunity with baby bunting as well.
I led the baby bunting account for a number of years and I love it still. I can't wait to have a baby so I can like just be in the target demographic. But I really wanted to kind of convince baby bunting that influencer marketing was the new way to go, particularly within this target demographic. If you're becoming a mum for the first time or even for the second time, I'm telling you right now, the number one thing that you want is kind of that word of mouth. You know, you want to know that people are in it with you and you want to know what the fuck to buy. So what I did was this Love Island, actually Taylor Broad is her name. She was on Love Island and then she married a Richmond football player, which is why I was so tapped into her. So she announced she was pregnant and I thought, oh my God, what a great opportunity to send her a hamper to say congratulations, but then also give her all of the essential little products that she might need for her pregnancy journey. So I got her address from her agent and she lived only like 10 minutes away from me. So I drove and I dropped the hamper off at her door, little old me, and then I ran away because I was so scared that she was going to be like, who's this freak?
Stalker vibes.
But then a few hours later, she posted an Instagram story in tears saying, this is the first gift that I've received. And I'm so thankful. Like, thank you, baby bunting. And it was this awesome moment because number one, it was timely. So we'd gotten there first, right? Which is so important with those kind of announcement stuff because when someone announces that they're pregnant, it gets a lot of hype. So you're really capitalizing on like reach and engagement because I'm telling you right now, everyone's watching her stories because she's just announced that she's pregnant. So there's a kind of a strategic, I guess, rationale behind the timeliness. But then also you really want to tap into like that emotion as well. You want to build that emotional connection from the get-go, particularly within the baby and like mum community. That was a really important part of Baby Bunting as a brand, was to really like develop that emotional relationship throughout your whole parenting journey.
Love it. What else are we loving in the influencer space in terms of campaigns over time?
I mean, there's so many, and I feel like the ones that get a lot of attention like globally, they're kind of like, it's like great, they're really cool, but I almost am like, oh, well, that business has got like so much money. So of course they can do something cool like that.
Like a Lewis Hamilton, Lulu.
Totally. It's like, I mean, it's great, but it's also like cool. I really do like some local examples of like, you know, smaller businesses doing like really cool shit and really kind of like unexpected things when it comes to influencer collaborations. And I am going to have to check my notes because I've like had a brain.
I can bring one up that I didn't like if you want.
Yes.
You know Peach PRC?
Yes.
Why the bloody hell did she do a Google collab and it was Peach going to a rave and it was Peach's doof stick? Did you see that? Please tell me you saw that.
I feel like I feel like she's a bit of a brand risk, to be honest. Like I would be a little bit.
It just made no sense.
Yeah.
Like
just.
Google, I'm assuming, has insane budget.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Like it was awful. And it was just Peach being like, I'm going to a rave. How am I going to get there? And it's like, what is this? What in the fucking Dora the Explorer is going on right now?
Yeah.
And people were like really unhappy with it. They were like, I've been spammed. It's coming up in my feeds. It was a very negative response.
And I think that is the risk you run when it goes badly, right? Totally. So if you do an influencer campaign badly or you partner up with someone that is really controversial and doesn't have the best sentiment online, you run the risk of spending hours and hours in the comment section moderating bad comments. That is not what you want out of a campaign. I don't really subscribe to the theory that like all publicity is good publicity. I think that who you partner with as a brand and how you kind of like amplify your values, like that is really important. And if you get that wrong, like for me as a consumer, that's it.
Yeah, we had a client that was like, oh, we should try and like reach out to Tammy Hembrow. And I was like, no, we shouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
No, we shouldn't.
And also, do you have $5 million?
Yeah. No,
like,
they didn't.
Yeah,
well,
I mean.
Well, that's something as well that we hear from clients as well where they're like, this is very expensive. But you're obviously not just buying the content, you're getting a full package.
Well, I actually, when people say, I've heard that so much in the last few months, this is really expensive. I just don't see the value. That really annoys me because number one, this is a category that is booming and it is going to keep getting more expensive, but also you're buying a billboard on this influencer's page and they have hundreds of thousands of followers, right? The return on investment is like unmatched with influencer content. I've run influencer campaigns in paid funnels and then I've run non-influencer campaigns in the same funnels and I've seen the return on investment with that peer-to-peer communication approach. I've done it across multiple brands with $1 million budgets, and like the return on investment with influencer content within your paid funnel is unmatched. And from like a brand building perspective, there is no better way to build your brand than to partner with influencers who embody your brand values. There is just nothing better.
Unilever now is spending 50% of their marketing budget on influencer campaigns, which is up from 30% the year before. So monumental shift.
And those are the kind of businesses that will see the returns because they are keeping up with the market. This is how people are engaging with social media content. If you don't have influencer as part of that, and if you aren't actively investing in it, then you're just going to be left behind.
What about from a brand point of view, the top pet peeves from influencers? Like taking too long, too expensive, not enough rounds. Is there anything that you might want to say to content creators that would make them easier to work with?
Well, I think as a content creator, I love the collaborations that I do where influencers are able to come to me with some really proactive concepts. So for example, some of the best influencer campaigns I've run is where before I've even sent the brief, the influencer has sent me 3 concepts that they've actually had to think about. And I'm like, this is amazing. As they should. They are the professionals. They are the custodians of their audience. They know. I would rather a concept come from them. I don't want to give them concepts. It should come from them. So that's the number one thing. I think if you really want to get ahead, you really need to be proactive. I also love influencers that proactively reach out to brands because they love them and they want to work with them. That is amazing. That's the perfect brand alignment.
Exactly.
We don't know as a brand if you really love our product. You need to tell us.
I've got an idea for a Google doof stick. Was an email never written. So what are your favorite influencers to work with?
I mean, I actually just put 3 of them in a pitch this morning. Like I love influencers sometimes that kind of go against the grain and have that like underdog mentality. I love Daniel Gorringe because I'm a big footy fan, and I think that the way he's been able to evolve his brand has been amazing. I've worked with him a few times and it's always been an absolute pleasure. And I'll literally be like watching the content and like laughing hysterically. Like that's kind of rare. I love working with like actually Martha and Michael from Maths. They're amazing to work with, so professional. I love working with comedians, like anyone that's a comedian, I just love. They have really great ideas and often want to be part of that like concepting process. And I've worked with a lot of, I'm not going to name names, but I've worked with a lot of beauty influencers. That can be tricky sometimes because I feel like the beauty space is so saturated when it comes to influencer marketing. It can be really tricky to it's a bit of a minefield when it comes to exclusivities because they have pre-existing contracts with like 10 beauty brands, and then it comes across as really authentic when they're posting about one product one day and then a new product the next. So that can be really tricky. I also worked on the anti-vaping campaign for the New South Wales government. And I absolutely loved working with so many different kinds of influencers to speak to young people about the dangers of vaping and that real peer-to-peer communication.
I love it. And what a great way to tackle something like anti-vaping where, you know what, is some government body or authority or, you know, stern-looking advertisement going to make me stop vaping? Or is it someone that the most influential person to me is people that are in my network, in-group bias?
I've actually remembered her name now. So Julie Clark is her name. She's fucking amazing. And she used to vape. And I used to watch her TikToks talking about quitting. So I brought that to the government. I was like, this is who we need to be working with. Someone that has lived experience. I don't want like some doctor telling me not to vape.
It's
Fuck
so true.
off.
I don't
I
care
have
about
my
a
own doctor for
Yeah,
that.
like seriously.
My mum does that. It's enough.
Yeah, literally. So that is the best way. And the results have been phenomenal.
You're amazing.
I'm above the law.
So as brands, we can reach out to influencers and content creators, but we can also create our own influencers. And what I'm talking about here is mascot content. As a brand, you can create a mascot and they can be your influencer, which I think is a really interesting kind of gray, potential untapped area. So when we think of influencers in the mascot space, any favorite ones that come to mind?
I mean, obviously, Duolingos. I mean, I feel like that's kind of obvious at this point in time.
They've been in red hot water lately, though. You know the latest drama about them?
Yes, I've seen that on the
Can you update us?
periphery.
You might like it.
Us.
They are switching to an AI first approach with staff. So they're
That's right.
yeah, and everyone is like so off that, which I mean I guess fair enough because that does suck, but also
And I also want to show you Layla as well, who's a actual AI influencer from Puma. And
I love Puma.
Puma's created this content creator who's completely AI. She has quite a full and rich life and
She's
stories
gorgeous.
of her eating, posting breakfast. Of course, she's always decked out in Puma gear, but really interesting.
Wow.
Slightly dystopian Black Mirror, what's happening to humanity. But a lot of brands are jumping on this. BMW has done it as well, of creating their own AI content creators who live and breathe in their own, or not breathe, but live in their own worlds. And then just so happen to wear Puma, drive BMWs.
how many followers?
17,000.
17,000. I feel like this is, I'm so excited to see where this goes. And I know compared to Marcus, I'm probably a little bit more of a skeptic, just because I think that nothing can replace that authentic human connection that we have with other people.
Yes.
But I would love to see the strategy behind her
Yes. Same.
because I'm like so interested in who is cultivating this person.
I mean, some of them do give a little bit death by committee, boardroom of men decided what like a beautiful young girl should be doing.
Totally,
as
like
is the comment section.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
Beautiful, sexy.
oh,
And I'm like, it's all just men. I'm like, oh God, you know what?
You know what?
I
Just
don't know, we're getting kind of weird.
But then the other hand is, okay, so I'm an influencer. I can only really do so much content, post about so many things, and be in so many photo shoots per month. What if I then create my likeness with AI and now I can do a campaign in New York and New Zealand or whatever it may be, so that duplication of identities and likeness to actually create more content is another way in which actual real people can essentially scale.
and I think it is interesting because as an influencer, let's face it, you cannot be doing 10 brand deals in a month.
Yep.
Your audience will switch off. I've had so many names come across my desk and I'm like, nah, he's too saturated. He's everywhere. I don't want to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
I've said that about so many people over the years. So you do need to be really careful as an influencer about how many brand deals you're taking on, but then also about like what that diversification is like. Like if you are doing 10 brand deals in a month because you're poor or you need more money, then you're going to need to fucking vlog every single day to really break up that brand content.
Any other influencer icks we have?
I mean, UGC creators.
Just the whole category?
Just the whole category. I'm going to get in trouble for saying that because I know that,
Speak your truth, babe.
yeah, I'm just like not a fan of it.
And is it because of the disingenuousness?
I feel like it's oversaturated.
Okay,
And
yes.
and it just has lost all meaning. And I really, these people don't really have platforms. So I feel like the number one reason I want to partner with an influencer is to connect with their audience. They're just a vehicle for me to connect with a new audience. So without that, it's just a content gap. And I feel like as agencies, we need to have awesome content production that is so much better than what we can brief out to a creator.
Agree. And then how has this whole space changed over the years? Because it was the Wild West at one point where you could do anything, which
Oh
was
my
fun,
God.
but scary.
Those were the fun days.
Yeah.
When you could get an influencer partnership for like $2,000.
And that was a lot too, like for back then.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's changed so much in terms of like you'd be hard pressed to find a brand not doing influencer marketing these days. And also the way that it's been commodified from a business perspective, all influencers have agents now.
Yeah.
You know, no longer are they kind of like just replying to emails and, you know, the brief goes through their agent and then they have to kind of set up their schedule. So it's changed in that way, in the way that influencers are part of their own business now, but also in terms of like the scale of content. I think that they're no longer just a social media play. It's much bigger than that. They are for above the line. I've even seen Woolworths do a campaign with influencers with like in-store pause, and install visual cues to the influencer campaign. It is so much more than just about social media. And if you're still doing just standalone individual influencer collaborations, one post, what the fuck are you doing?
One post with a promo code.
Oh, yuck. Yeah, actually, sorry. That's my ick. Like, hey, I'm trying this moisturizer. And, if you want 10% off, type in Ainslee 10, fuck off. Like, sorry. Anyone that knows, and sorry, like I know about skincare. Like you want me to buy moisturizer after you've used it once?
Yeah.
Totally. And then it's hashtag ad.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh.
And like that's the other thing. Like, influencers, if they don't disclose, I've actually seen a lot of influencer content lately that hasn't had their ad disclosures. And I'm like, illegal. You're going to get fined.
So when it comes to fines, is that something that is being policed more and more
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And if you're working in the and this is the other thing, and this is just a bit of agency chat, but I think what is been the massive tension within agencies is that influencer marketing came through thick and fast. And it was, agencies were kind of like, is it social? Is it PR? Where does it sit in the, and it's actually its own thing. So influencer is a specialization. You need to be tapped into the influencer market. You need to understand rates so you can negotiate. Otherwise you'll get ripped off. Heads up.
Yes.
And then you also need to understand different content formats. So there is a little bit of like social media knowledge that goes along with it. But then, you kind of do need to understand reputational risks and like PR as well. So I find influencer is its own stream and own specialization. And I'm pretty sure soon they'll start teaching it at universities.
Wow. More on that in a minute.
I'm available.
Brilliant. So let's talk about influencer marketing and sales. Are we supposed to be able to track everything?
Well, we don't fucking track TVCs. Hello. Like, seriously. I know of a brand recently that did a TVC and they were like trying to track potential impressions. I'm like, babes, forget about it. That's like in the abyss. You're never going to see it. I do think there is some value in tracking things like cost per engagement for influencers and then benchmarking that against their usual cost per engagement. I do think like you need to be really upfront as a brand with your metrics of success for influencer content. So if you are going with that celebrity or like massive influencer tier, probably your success metric is going to be reach, right? That's really, you want that broad awareness, mass appeal. But if you're going for more of a macro influencer, I would really be looking at those engagement metrics. So I think it's really important that you set out your benchmarks for success, but I don't think you can be too rigid in the way of like this many people commented or this was the completion views. You need to be more fluid, but definitely.
It's interesting. Influencer marketing obviously doesn't just live in its own island and then we hope for the best and see what happens. Integrating it into our total strategy, putting it into our sales funnel, understanding the purpose, what product are we trying to drive brand awareness for, how are we going to take that content and then reappropriate it in our own organic channels, in our own paid ads, on our own website, whatever it might be. So it's not just a flash in a pan, but actually a tactic that lives inside our strategy.
Absolutely. And a tip for brands that I would have is like, how are you structuring your influencer agreements? So instead of just having one post, why don't you have a content series that lives on social? Then you might have a blog post where you're at a Q&A with that influencer. And then you might have a YouTube short with the influencer in it. Like how can you really create an omni-channeled influencer approach?
And let's just look at a brand like Red Rooster, for
Yes.
example. Let's just say that they chose an influencer or content creator who only talks about Ripper rolls. Yes. And he loves Ripper rolls. What that does for me as a customer, if we choose the person correctly, is it feels authentic. Oh, he likes Ripper rolls. And that is how human beings work. No one's like, I love every single menu item at Red Rooster.
No way.
No, it's just not going to happen. But if there's someone who really loves potato and gravy, someone who really loves chips, and someone who really loves Ripper rolls, great, it makes sense. And then when we structure our influencer campaigns, what if that content creator was just talking about something unrelated, but just happen to be eating a Ripper roll in the
Totally.
background? How do we integrate it into their stories, not just be like, Ripper roll?
Guys, head to Red Rooster for their newest product launch. Boring.
It's like, I understand that a Red Rooster product's available at Red Rooster.
Yes.
I get
Yes.
it. I know where to buy it. I'm cool with that.
Like the branding is familiar enough that you don't really need to even have the talking. Okay, this is my other hot take.
Yes.
This is where I think the future, and you're like hitting the point exactly right. The future of influencer marketing is going to be in product placement. I do not give a shit if you're talking
I don't
about
know
a
about
product. I want to see, yeah, exactly. Give us some money, Celsius. I want to see a product in your bathroom. I want to see a product in your kitchen, because if you're doing a cooking video and you're just talking about the recipe that you're making, you do not speak to like the stock cube that you're putting in there. But I'm like, oh, that must be a good brand because they're using it in the recipe that I want to make. Or if you're doing a get ready with me and you're using a certain primer, I'm a big primer girl. Shout out. Like girlies, got to use primer. Otherwise you will look like shit. Just like a hot take from Ainslee.
I love it.
I should be an influencer. But if you're like, I look at what you're using. You don't even need to say what you're using. I'm just like,
I'll pause it, screenshot, and look it up.
I'm
Yeah,
buying that.
Totally.
And that is really what we want. It feels more authentic. Wow, someone actually just used this product, didn't just discover it in the mail this morning after they signed an agreement with the brand.
And they're not just reading from like, oh, these are the key, 100% formulated and dermatologically tested.
No.
Don't care. Everyone says that.
But
Yeah,
people don't
exactly.
speak like that.
No.
in the real life.
No, exactly. And this is where we get back to like, negotiating and contracting longer term partnerships so you can get that organic and authentic product placement in your home, and you don't even really need to like structure that or brief that. It just becomes an organic part of that partnership.
I was talking to my brother, who's not really on social media and is just like, the least kind of influencer in the influencer space. He might not know what UGC stands for, and nor should he.
And he's a fellow Richmond supporter,
He
just
is
so
a fellow
everyone
Richmond
knows.
supporter.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my
Shout that
God.
out.
Well, that's actually quite relevant as well, because I said to Nick, I'm like, what influencers do you follow? And he's like, why are you talking to me about this? Like,
Do you
what's
know who
going
I am?
And I was like, okay, so who is someone in your life that if they recommended something, you would take it into consideration? Which of course is an influencer. And he's like, oh, okay. And, as a Richmond supporter, I was like, so if Richo said that he's got a new shaving cream or whatever it is, would you listen? He's like, yeah, of course. And if Oscar Piastri recommended something, would you listen? Yeah, of course. And I kind of realized that influencers are linked to our hobbies and our interests. And if you're interested in something, the people that are good in that space might be a great place to start brainstorming as brands as to how to tap into that particular audience.
Absolutely. I think it's so like not every brand can afford a sporting partnership, right?
No.
Like they cost tens of millions of dollars, but every brand can probably afford like a partnership with an athlete. So how are you also like finding interesting ways to tap into mainstream audiences through those people? This is a bit of a side note, but I would love to touch on story arcs for influencers. So I believe something that's been a bit of a trend and I think is so great is that influencers have been in the public eye for like many, many years now. And I feel like what we love as an audience is a story arc and we love an evolution. Look at Abby Chatfield. She went from reality TV villain to like political activist and like all round like big sister energy. Look at Christian Petrarca. He is killing the influencer game. I've worked with him like 5 times for 5 different brands. His cooking videos, that is his like going to be his life after football. It's already set up. I've heard that he's making like $1 million a quarter just from influencer partnerships. Like this is the kind of evolution and multifacetedness that we want to see on our screens. We want to see people like evolving, changing, growing, making mistakes,
Yes.
and then learning from it. That's the real life.
And it's moved so far away from that facade that we had on Instagram where it's like, this is my constructed personality.
Totally.
It's more real now.
Every day I'm so annoyed at myself for not continuing making stupid, disgusting, horrible YouTube videos when I was like 12.
I reckon you would
Why
be
did I
like
pause that?
in the big time now, Shanice.
You know what I
YouTube
mean?
influencers too. Oh my God, they're like
Seriously,
massive.
I was
yeah.
like vlogging my life and it was like,
Oh my God.
today I'm gonna do cartwheels.
It's my biggest regret because like I get this quite a lot. I would be a fucking awesome influencer.
Yes, you
But
would.
I'm really bad on camera.
I also get
I've-
cancelled too quickly.
Oh, I would cancelled like after
Yeah.
2 weeks. Like it's like I just yell out things like, if you don't eat Serena tuna, I hate you.
Yeah, so true. Shout out.
Serena tuna, sponsor me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Gymshark Creator Farm.
Yes.
Not just reaching out to influencers and content creators, but actually grassroots, creating your own content creators, sponsoring athletes, taking them in on the journey, growing their own profiles so that they actually get to create their own influencers. What an interesting long-term approach for a brand, and how refreshing it is to, instead of cherry pick people who've already developed their audiences, actually supporting people throughout the whole process. Great brand values.
I think it'll be really interesting to see how it works, because I feel like they're kind of still at the starting point. So let's see how that, but like awesome initiative. And like I would have loved to be in the room when they were kind of coming up with that concept.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, Gymshark is not immune. Like they're getting sued at the moment as well from like Alex Earl, you know?
Yes.
So this is like, there's so many different kind of like streams when it comes to the legalities around influencer contracts, because they really are legally binding, but also these like awesome new innovative initiatives that we haven't even begun to uncover yet.
Brilliant. So we have some influencer campaigns that we've had a little brainstorm on,
Tell
and we just
me.
wanted to kind of get your thoughts on a few ideas. So we wanted to think of a campaign for Airbnb. Dora the Explorer stays at different Airbnbs. Thoughts?
Like as a mascot?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, love. Tell me
Okay.
more.
No, that's it. That's it.
Love it. Well, let's flesh it out. Let's build it out. I think,
Shared brand values.
yes.
She loves exploring.
Pet friendly ones too.
Exactly. Perfect.
I love Airbnb as a brand because like they're fucking amazing, and like the branding, minimalistic. Like I feel like, you know, that and Uber, like Airbnb and Uber are class in like the same, you
Sharing.
know, they're kind of these intermediary brands that fucking change the world, right? But I feel like Airbnb might be on the way down,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
and they need a really good influencer campaign because people are like, I don't want to fucking go to an Airbnb, wash my own dishes.
Well,
Like,
So
I don't want to
true.
clean up. I want to go to a hotel now.
Well, speaking of that, my favorite TikTok of all time from Hilton Hotels, the 10-minute long influencer TikTok that has creators talking about exactly the anti-Airbnb stance is genius. The fact that I
Yes.
can watch a TikTok for 10 minutes long is just a work of art. I think about it at least once a day.
Totally. But like Airbnb being that like key to adventure, to unlocking like adventure and experiences is definitely where they need to see it.
Well, I think they should talk to Dora the Explorer.
I think they should talk to us.
I have actually booked like 6 Airbnbs this year, so I feel like they should reach out and thank me for
Absolutely.
basically keeping them in business.
God, they need a loyalty program.
I'm a diamond tier Airbnb member.
You so would.
Okay, what about this? Darth Vader and the car map.
Who?
Oh,
Darth Vader.
Funny.
Sorry, and the what?
Car map.
Yeah, would love like that to put me to sleep, his voice.
Yeah, like deep breathing.
Yeah,
Breathing
hot.
in. Okay.
What about Darth Vader and Pornhub?
How does that work?
Yeah, please explain.
I
and
don't know.
elaborate
Like imagine
further.
you had like, I don't know, like a porn website, but it was just like no visual, just audio. Like
Yeah.
a podcast.
Okay.
We could monetize that.
Pod Hub.
Full of ideas.
Tony Hawk and Google Sheets.
Yes.
Wait, sorry, that's the skater?
Yeah.
But I
What-
feel like
where's the
we
relevance?
need someone fucking evil for Google Sheets.
Oh, really?
Because
Why?
we hate Google Sheets. I'm canceling Google Suite.
I love Google Suite.
No, like I like it, like compared to Microsoft. Can't say too much. I used to work for Microsoft, but can't say too much. But like I hate Excel and Sheets.
Oh yeah, I hate
It's just
it,
like
yeah.
for boring people, you know. If you
You're
know,
so, you're
if you
so
know,
right.
if
That's
you know
what-
an Excel formula, I'm like, ew, you must be
Yeah.
so
Well,
boring.
Well, that's what I was thinking. How do you get someone to care about VLOOKUP?
Yes.
You get Tony Hawk to explain it to you mid kickflip. I will totally watch
Yeah,
that.
totally.
You're a freak in the shit.
Okay.
Or maybe it's like a YouTube channel. Do you know what I mean? And they take you through all of like the sheet hacks while he does his
This
thing.
might be doof stick kind of.
Yeah, I was
vibe.
like, we're kind of entering like the wrong.
Okay, what about this? David Attenborough and Tinder.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yes.
nice,
Like
nice.
the human
nice.
mating app.
Yes, love it.
He said he's on his way out.
That's why we need to nail this down
On
quickly.
his way out, as in on his deathbed.
Deathbed. He
so
was like, my time's nearing an end, and I said, I'm gonna neck myself now. That when he dies, I'll die.
I want you to take a wellness day on that day.
Absolutely.
Just because I know you're not going to do any work.
No.
Absolutely.
Okay, what about this? Big Bird
Yes, from Sesame Street.
from Sesame
Yeah.
Street and Red Bull.
Amazing.
Gives you
Iconic.
wings. Red Bull.
Iconic.
Big Bird like jumping out of a
Iconic.
plane.
And another one for Red Bull is, you know, getting the kids hooked from an early age, which is always a good marketing strategy.
I think Ainslee also needs a wellness day.
I'm evil. Didn't you know that?
Oh yeah, from like the Darth Vader and Pornhub situation onwards was just like
Okay, this is my last one.
Okay.
Judge Judy
Love her.
and Grinder. Okay.
Love it. She would be so stern.
You sent what at 1 a.m.? These photos are 7 years old. Are you joking me? I think she would be perfect Grinder ambassador.
Amazing.
Great.
I love that.
I passed influencer.
Yes.
Ainslee
Marcus,
Academy.
you can join the team. I'll
Judge
let
Judy
you.
on Grindr would be wild though, actual, if you think about it.
I would love to do the marketing
For Grindr.
for Grinder. These are my dream influencer brands. I would love to do a sex toy
Oh,
because I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Abby Chatfield did an iconic collaboration where she created her own vibrator. Forgot the brand's name, but it was iconic. I would love to do a dating app because I feel like just icon status. Alcohol brand, like give me Grey Goose or someone, you know,
Oh,
tier 1.
Gregory's a bigger one.
Yeah. That's all I can think of right now.
I love it.
But I'll take anyone on.
Well, on that note, Ainslee, thank you so much for your time today. I absolutely loved just picking your brain about influencers, Richmond Football Club, and some kind of dark places as well. And one last thing that we're going to talk about before we wrap up, KBD Academy. So what we wanted to do here at KBD is one of our missions, really the only thing that we do is try to rid the world of boring. And considering the drab, beige, just vanilla vomit slaw of UGC content creator content that is on the internet right now, we decided that we need to fix it. So
Totally.
we're launching KBD Academy, where we can actually get UGC content creators and influencers in, and we want to train them on being world-class content creators that actually get to work with brands and create awesome content and not contribute to the internet snore fest. So we're looking for some UGC content creators. We're going to start with 250 people, start testing our materials, start, working with us internally on building this course, and then we're going to launch it publicly. So it's free for now, but if you have ever thought about any UGC content creation, if you want to become an influencer, you know where to find us. You can be one of the first people to partake in the KBD Academy.
And the benefit, you get to learn from me. Hello, you'll be the most successful influencer known to man. And you don't want to you don't want to live with regret like Shanice and I. We could have been influencers, but now we get to train.
I do have a few YouTube videos still up that I promised Marcus I'd show him one day when I'm ready.
Shanice is number one in the academy.
Yeah. Can I be the first one actually? Because I'm waiting for Red Rooster to sponsor me and give me unlimited pineapple fritters. I'll hold one in every video.
Yum.
Okay. I think we can make that
my
happen.
life goal. That's all I want.
But I do think that really if we want to do world-class work as an agency, not only do we want to work with the best content creators out there, but we also want to help them get to that point. And by speaking to so many brands, we have so many briefs floating around. We want to try to get on the same page as our network and speak to them and train them and make sure that we're talking the same language so that when it comes to these awesome opportunities to work with brands, they're one step ahead. We don't have to start at the beginning. We don't have to explain how not to create awful, inauthentic content. They've done the academy. They know what they're talking about.
Absolutely. And you get to learn from the best from a content creation perspective as well. Like I honestly believe KBD has like the best content team in the game. And I've been around. I know. So you get to learn from the best.
It's exciting. Thank you so much for both of your time today. I've had lots of fun and learnt lots.
You're so welcome. I can't wait to come back on.
Yes, we're going to talk to you again about client service in the future, and then we'll do another episode on Richmond as well.
Yay!
Your three skill
and
sets.
your brother has to come to that too.
Yeah, deal.
Yeah, mandatory.